All right, this is kind of weird. I'm kind of trying to hold my microphone and my beer at the same time, so I can't pick one over the other. I just recently watched the fresh Red Letter Media Star Wars The Force Awakens Episode 7 review. I'm a big fan of Red Letter Media. I'm a big fan of the criticisms of all the Star Wars prequels. We all hate the prequels, so it's fun to poke fun at them. But Red Letter Media just finally, after much anticipation, they released their review of Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens. And I have to say that this review is everything I wanted it to be. This review is just, a bunch of fluff. He doesn't really go into the real problems with The Force Awakens. He says, oh, all the studio, they're trying to do this and that, and all the media and all the fans and everybody's doing this. But he doesn't really delve into the real problems with The Force Awakens. I mean, he points out, oh, they're trying to diversify everything. Look at everybody's a woman or a man or a black man or a Latino. And, he says, all that stuff, because it's in the studios. It's good marketing to have diversity and all that stuff. And the stuff about, there's no real love storyline, there's no romance. Those are basically, like, I don't know, like his main criticisms. And I have to say, I'm happy. I'm happy that this review was not delving into the real issues of The Force Awakens, because I myself, I have tried to make a review of The Force Awakens. I made an introduction to my thoughts on The Force Awakens, and I made one part of the review criticizing the timeline. It was going to be a very extensive review. I was going to do, part one, the timeline, part two, this, part two, that. But, I never really got into it because it's a lot of fucking work. I poured my heart and soul into that video, and I'm just really busy and I'm not really getting much out of it. And this is fueling me to go back to my. I really need to finish that review. I really need to point out all of the legitimate faults of The Force Awakens, because The Force Awakens is a piece of shit. It is bad. If you like it, you don't know Star Wars. You don't know why it's good in the first place, and or you must just be blind because the prequels came out and those are universally bad. There's some Star Wars freaks who like them, but you might be one of those disenfranchised fans of of Star Wars, and um, because of the prequels, so you Star Wars left a bad taste in your mouth, and then anything that comes along, anything that was just moderately okay, you would have eaten it up. You would have eaten that shit up and said, "Oh, it's the greatest thing ever," no matter fucking what. So I need to point out so I need to point out the real flaws of The Force Awakens. I don't really want to give too much away because I have a lot of points that nobody seems to be bringing up. They're legitimate fucking points. Legitimate points about the characters and the storyline and how the whole film does not make any fucking sense, really. When you compare it to the original trilogy, it just doesn't flow, really. And, like I say, I make my own canon, the canonicity of the Star Wars franchise, it's, ever changing. Before even the prequels, there's been Star Wars, novels and comic books and expansions. And it turns out, none of that shit matters now because we have the new films. But you know what? I just say the new films don't matter because, what? Fuck you. I'll read, I'll see what I like, and I'll tell you what I think matters and what doesn't matter. And Force Awakens definitely does not matter. Episodes 8 and 9, they're gonna have to be like the best fucking most brilliant shit in the world, because I don't see how you can redeem Star Wars Episode 7. like I said in the past, it's easy to redeem the prequels because you can strictly ignore them. They have no fucking bearing on the original trilogy whatsoever because the original trilogy happened without the prequels. So you just need to continue the original trilogy. But you know what? They fucked that up with The Force Awakens. So any sequel stemming from that, I there's a real very very slim chance that it could be great. Um, it might be okay, like, oh, they're doing some stuff, they did that thing, it was pretty good, but I really need to delve into the depths of The Force Awakens and why, you know, you know what I'm saying. Um, yeah, Force Awakens sucks, man. And you know what? I don't know why people love it so much. You're all fucking stupid. I mean, I just want to say, me myself personally, I was looking forward to The Force Awakens. Like, I was trying not to look at too many spoilers. Like, I knew a couple of things going in. I was watching all the trailers. I was like, this is going to be fucking amazing. Even though I watched the trailers and I was like, I saw a couple of things that like, I'm not so sure about that idea. I'm not so sure about where this is going. But you know what? It's just a trailer. It's just a 3-minute fucking trailer. Once I've watched the whole fucking 2-hour movie, it's going to be fucking awesome. They're going to expand on all this. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I had it in my mind. It's going to be fucking great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And me and my brother drove like an hour and a half or 2 hours. Like, we drove down to some good ass theater, like with like IMAX, and it had like the proper sound system. And we took like a little road trip because, oh man, it's so important to us. We listened to the Redlettermedia reviews on our way to the theater to see The Force Awakens. It was like the midnight screening, and my brother loved it and I did not, and we argued all the way back. So it was pretty fun. But I would have had more fun if I saw a good movie. So if I saw a great Star Wars movie, let me preface that. So I really, 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 like, if I had all the time in the world, if I didn't have to worry about money and schedules and shit, I would just pour my heart and soul into those Star Wars Force Awakens reviews because I don't see anybody else doing it justice. I don't see anybody with similar points of view as me, and I want to get my point of view out there. And I just think that making the video is really fun, even though it's a lot of work, it's a lot of editing, it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of, just pulling everything together. I had fun making that part one of the Force Awakens review, and I really want to make a part two. Yeah, it's part of the reason why I haven't been, making it is because I've been like arguing with myself of what the direction is. What's the next most important thing? What's most important to me, and what's the best way for me to articulate that to make all of you guys understand? So, I don't know. I'm just rambling too much. This beer is almost gone, so now it's gone. So, um, I'm gonna give me another beer, and I'm gonna upload this video, and hopefully next weekend I can, record and try and get another review going. I'm just trying to get a review. Trying to do my fucking review.